Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
We are only 7% population of our country that uses protection. If you can protect your nose from a COVID virus using a mask, why can't you protect yourself from other issues by using a condom? People want to, like in the trailer, you see that she says, आप मुझे female वाला पढ़ा दो, male वाला जरूरी नहीं है. And if we turn a blind eye towards a problem, doesn't mean the problem doesn't exist.
Welcome to Latestly, first of all, Rakul. I've just seen the
Thank you
trailer
so much.
and it is impressive in the sense that you are touching upon so many sensitive and sensible topics with this one. It's not just about intimacy or sexuality and just safe sex, it's also about safety and health of women. So, first of all, congratulate for doing a film as sensitive and sensible as this one. अगर
Thank you.
सीखेंगे नहीं तो गलती से और गलत करने से कैसे बचेंगे?
Absolutely. अगर सीखेंगे तो गलती और गलत से बचेंगे.
बचेंगे बिल्कुल. So, did you have a sense of responsibility when you portrayed this character and when you said those lines?
Absolutely. I think I believed in every sentence that I have said in the film, and everything that Sanya as a character is trying to impart in the form of education. Rakul has to believe in, and that was very important. And actually, when the script came to me, from that moment, everything that it spoke about, I was exposed to statistics which I was surprised that even today we are only 7% population of our country that uses protection. And how many women suffer multiple abortions and miscarriages and the trauma that is associated with it, physically, emotionally, mentally. Matlab, if you and I are asked to peel a layer of our skin without sedating it, it's going to be painful. So imagine just pulling out a life from your system, and it's normalized, and that pain has been normalized. But the important conversation to protect women from that pain has not been. So it just, as I kept working towards the film, I just felt more and more attached to the subject. And and today you have Chhatriwali.
Absolutely. But sadly, how do you read this scenario in India when it comes to sex education, where the emphasis is always on the biology or the anatomy, but people fail to drive or discuss things, teachers especially, when it comes to, as your film says or suggests, condom, copulation and safe sex. That is not discussed extensively. Do you fear that that is something that we are lacking and we need to work on?
Absolutely, we are somewhere lacking. Actually, if you look at it, since many years, even the educational system has sort of tried to make sex education seminars a part of your mid-school. 9th standard is when I was introduced to a sex ed seminar. But
True.
somewhere we are shy and we are giggling and we don't want to attend that class because of the society, the way you are conditioned, right? Now, I have been wondering what's really going wrong, because if it's a part of the mandate, now since 2018, it's a compulsory mandate from the government. And even when I was in school, it's been there. And everybody I've spoken to, so many journalists, they've all said, yeah, even our school had it, and we used to laugh and giggle. So somewhere as a society, we are failing to understand the importance of what the system is trying to tell us. Because if you look at it, government has been running initiatives for many years about HIV and AIDS and contraceptive measures, and those Maladi ads used to come back in the day, and these were all for public awareness so that they can safeguard themselves against the health issues. But somewhere we've lost in translation the important aspects of those health issues, the women health issues. Nobody ever tells you how many abortions is it okay for a human body to handle. And medically, it's just 2 abortions. But more than 2 out of 5 women undergo way more abortions and miscarriages than that. And that's such a sad scenario, And the worst part is that most of these women are not even aware that there are measures that they can take to protect themselves. They feel that they don't have that right. Firstly, they don't know. Secondly, even if they know, they feel that they don't have a right. And I feel a more free-flowing conversation needs to start, because if you can protect your nose from a COVID virus using a mask, why can't you protect yourself from other issues by using a condom? It's protection. It's as simple, Even the biology that you said that we teach, or it's a part of the book, there also there's a problem because people want to, like in the trailer you see that she says, आप मुझे female वाला पढ़ा दो, male वाला जरूरी नहीं है.
Exactly.
So the film's tagline says that optional नहीं, compulsory है. This is the
Yes.
only thing you don't have an option in life for. You can skip it in chapter, but in life you can't skip
And
it.
ludicrously, absolutely stupidly, even the principal says, okay, इतने देर से तो optional था तो optional ही रखेंगे.
Yeah, but that's the problem, right? That's the psychology that we need to change. Today I was very delighted and I've shared it on my social media. There was one YouTube comment that really made me feel happy that somebody has shared, and you can check it on my story. I've shared it. That in 8th standard, somebody had their class and they were running away and they bunked the class. And then the principal of the school called everybody together and normalized it and said, okay, I'm going to teach you why, and cleared their doubts. Now we need more teachers like that. We need more free-flowing conversations, and we need to treat it like a normal facet of our existence. It is as normal. If we pay so much attention to cardiovascular health, physical health, emotional health, mental health, then why is sexual health not a part under the same umbrella? I mean,
Absolutely.
you cannot be truly healthy if you are healthy unless you're healthy in all aspects. And how can you think? I mean, there are even cancers associated to sexual health, and we don't talk about them.
But
Educate.
do you seriously feel that a woman driving this discussion, as your protagonist does in this film, brings about much more change and awareness as opposed to a man discussing the same thing?
I think I'd like to stay away from a man or a woman conversation here, because I think if we are looking at a world of equals, that's not a conversation. I think it's more how the story is told as opposed to who the protagonist is, whose
Okay.
story it is, and what are their circumstances. I mean, today this story is Sania's story, where through her journey she finds out that this is important. She's not a believer of it in the beginning. She also, because of certain circumstances in her life, starts to believe that this is need of the hour. So I feel that irrespective of who's telling the story, what is the story is what's more important, and how it's told is what's more important. Chhatriwali's beauty is that there's not one scene or dialogue in the film which is meant to sensationalize the film or to grab eyeballs or turn it into a sex comedy or a sleazy film. Not one
True.
word.
Yes.
If you see the trailer, it's humor.
Yeah.
Everyone relates to it. You giggle that, yeah, even we were possibly like this, like students like this in class. So it's very relatable. It's very important. It's still family driven, because I wouldn't do something that I can't enjoy with my parents.
And obviously, humor is used here as a tool. You need that for the
Absolutely.
sake of entertainment. Otherwise, it would turn into a boring lecture of sorts.
Because we
And
are
at the same time, yeah, I just wanted to complete. At
Yeah,
the same
sorry.
time, humor acts as a tool in the sense that when you want to tell something really serious and it is radical, then humor can act as something that can push the envelope absolutely effortlessly. So, in that sense, humor has been used in your film as well effectively. Would you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. And it's as simple as when you have to give a very bad tasting medicine to a kid. You sugarcoat it, or you give it with a toffee, or you say this is good for your health. Similarly, this film is good information, and you sugarcoat it with humor and emotions and drama, and you present it as a story that the audiences are ready to consume. I think if there is a certain sense of taboo in the society, they will possibly not be comfortable. And if we want to break that, then you have to give them that comfort through the story and make it normal for them. And the more normal we will keep it, the more as a matter of fact, as a truth of our body, this is the only way human beings are. It's biology, it's science, and it's nothing beyond that. And anything beyond that is actually just in your mind. And that's why it is what it is.
Further discussion then would be about, erotica versus pornography, as they say, sexuality versus sensuality, intimacy versus, sex with consent, etc., etc. And these are the topics that must be discussed with nuances. Yours is a film that would perhaps initiate that discussion, that break that ice, that much needed first step that needs to be taken. Do you view
You
it
know,
as that?
Our film is actually not, our intention is not to start conversations which should further happen from this film. Our
Hmm.
main motive is just to educate people about what we are talking. There is a huge difference in showing explicitity and sex scenes in a film as opposed to talking about safe sex and sex education in school. These are two very, very different topics. And I think our film is driving home a message that this is educative, this is edutainment, and this is important. And this is important at the right age, in the right way, at the right time, given in the right manner. So I think our focus is just to create that awareness. What conversations it starts, how people perceive it is not something that we are really focusing on right now. We are our aim is to entertain people through Chhatriwali and also drive home a message on women's health.
Right narrative, rightly told, rightly performed, all boxes ticked. Of course, on right platform as well. That goes to more than 180 countries, I'm told. So that is a huge plus as well. That the
Yes.
most common denominator gets exposed to the idea that you want to tell absolutely readily and absolutely essential.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy that it's coming on Z5 as a platform, because the reach besides the cities in the tier 2, tier 3 cities is also sectors is also huge. And I think what's most important for any filmmaker or actor or team is that their content should reach the masses. It should reach the people that it's been made for. And really hoping that it does.
Nakul, my last question. I was just looking at the comment below the trailer on YouTube, and most of them were really welcoming. They were like, and as the dialogue in your film goes, that this generation, the fact that I like about this generation, that they're very brave. And we are the generation that we must talk about it. And here's a film that is talking about it. What does it? All those comments. There are naysayers as well, but even those naysayers have been shut up by positivity and light and people who
There
want to
actually
talk about it.
90% of the comments are very, very positive, and that's why I was
Absolutely.
also reading the comments and I took one or two and posted on my social media because it made me really happy. I didn't have the time to go through everything. I actually wanted to scan and bombard my social media with a lot of messages so that people really know that it's not just us who feel this way. It's not the makers who feel, but the Aam Janta also feels, because there is a certain section that's suffering. And if we turn a blind eye towards a problem, doesn't mean the problem doesn't exist.
Hmm.
So I'm very happy that we've got such a warm response on the trailer. And it's not about being brave or strong. I think it's just about coming to realize that what is important needs to be said in the right way. The world is growing. We as an economy are growing. India's on an international level. And still certain sections of the country are unaware of the basic necessities.
Is an effective story, a must-told story, and here it is told in an effective manner. That's what I can say from the trailer and from the interviews that we're doing. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank you, Prathamesh. Thank
All
you.
the best. Bye-bye.